It's Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. I am filming this on Sunday, February 13th, and it is our episode number 14 of Explore the Card. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these episodes. They come out every single Friday at 6 a.m. in the morning. We are on episode number 14, featuring, ironically, for the second episode in a row, another insert from 1992. We are talking about today the 1992 Fleer Team Leader number 4, pictured on the thumbnail. As you can see, we are going to dive into this card today like we do every single Friday, and as we also do in every episode. First, we're going to start by talking about the set itself. So let's take a look here. If we pull up Trading Card Database, you can see it is it's a huge set, so which was not uncommon back in the early 90s. This is a 444 card set. Cards 1 through 264 comprise series number 1, and then which was also not uncommon back in the 90s. Cards 265 through 444 comprise series 2. The cards in this set appear in alphabetical team order, which also was pretty common in the 90s. They would, do Atlanta Hawks first, Boston Celtics, A, B, C, and get through all the teams in alphabetical order. The huge rookies from 1992 are still and always will be Shaq and Alonzo. There are a few other guys in there that some people may play or collect, but Shaq and Alonzo were the big rookies, the 2 Hall of Famers. Series 1 features actually 3 Jordan cards. It features card number 32, card number 238, which is a league leader card, and then card number 246, which is an award winner, and Jordan won the MVP. So it's the award winner MVP card. The base number 32 card, Jordan, in PSA 10 condition, is about a $550 to $660 card. The PSA 10 League Leader card is about a $250 to a $300 card. And then the PSA 10 card number 246 award winner MVP Jordan card is about a $200 to $225 card. Series 2 Jordan, the only card featured is card number 273, Slam Dunk, and that card in PSA 10 is $465 to $475. I don't want to turn this video into talking about those base cards, but if you wanted to put together the entire base set of the Jordans and get those 4 cards in PSA 10 condition, you're looking at about $1,500. So these early Jordan Fleers, as you guys know, in PSA 10 condition, there's not too many of them, even for base cards. Even though they were mass printed, during the junk wax era, there's just not that many, and that's why you're seeing these big prices. It used to be you could pick up a Jordan base card, and some of these you still can for $100. Not the case with 1992 Fleer. There's been a little bit of a run on those, and so those are his base cards in the set. If you wanted to get them, it's about $1,500. There's numerous insert sets, as you can see. There are 8 of them. 2 of them are actually featuring only Larry Johnson, who was Rookie of the Year. But the ones that you would recognize, the first one, I'll just click on it, is these All-Star cards. Here's what the let me see if I can find. Yeah, here we go. Here's the Jordan. It's card number 6. So if you just wanted to see what the Jordan All-Star insert card number 6 looks like, that's it right there. A really cool card. And one of the cooler of the insets. If we go back here, let's see, the next relevant insert set is going to be the Total D, which we will certainly at some point feature. And then let me see if I can find the Jordan for you. Here's the Jordan. This is what the Jordan Total D card looks like. Come on. Whoop, that's definitely not it. Let's see if we can pull it up here just by the picture. There we go. Nope, that's not it. There it is. So there's the Jordan Total D card, another card that's extremely condition sensitive, like the Fleer Team Leader we're about to talk about today. It's got 4 dark edges, 4 dark corners, so really tough to find. Now we're talking about a card that's, let's see, 8 plus 30 years old, guys. So we're looking for a PSA 10 condition of a card with 4 black edges and 4 black borders, and that's just on the front, not including the back. Let's go back. And let's talk about the insert we're talking about today, which is the Team Leader card. And so this is the insert set here. As you can see, it's a 27 player set. My calculations, I think I've got 13 out of the 27, so just less than half of the players in this set are Hall of Famers. Double check me on that. That's just using my quick knowledge of who's in the Hall of Fame. I didn't take time to really research that, but I think it's 13 Hall of Famers out of the 27. And team leaders were inserted 1 in every 32 Series 1 rack packs. Okay, so these were not all in the, these were not located in the packs you pull from boxes. They were only in the rack packs. They don't really do this anymore to my knowledge, but the rack packs were the ones, and they're called rack packs because they used to hang on the racks at the store, and you can kind of see through them, and they'd just be like 3 packs connected with cellophane. But anyway, that's how you find the cards. The Jordan is 1 in 32. The inserts themselves, I think, were 5 in every 6 packs, as you can see here on the screen. But the Jordan was 1 in every 32 packs. But let's talk about the card description. We always like to look at the cards itself. I've got a pretty good one here with some decent pictures pulled up. Actually, I think I've already got it. Here it is. And so, if you look at the card, the insert, it has, your traditional 4 borders, back in the 80s and 90s, and just really baseball cards and basketball cards through the years used to be pretty commonplace, and it was just cookie cutter. There'd be 4 borders, so you could always tell what was centered and what's not. Obviously now we've gotten a little bit different in the way that cards are created in the ultra modern shiny era. But back then there was, there's 4 borders. They're all dark blue. They're all tough edges. If you look at the back, same thing, 4 dark blue corners, 4 dark blue corners. Looking at the front of the card, you'll see Jordan going in for actually grabbing a rebound away from his teammates. He's a stat chasing right here like Westbrook. Stacey King, I think, is over his right shoulder. He knows better. He's got his hands up like, take it, it's yours, MJ. I don't know what the hell Will Perdue's doing. Probably what he did about his whole career. 7-footer from Vanderbilt was not super helpful. But it's funny that if you just look at this picture, you've kind of, we talk about now these super teams. Jordan was winning titles with these guys on his team. I mean, these guys are as role player gets. But anyway, it would be interesting if you put Jordan on the teams that LeBron has had. No, I'm not going to start this debate, but this card just, depicts Jordan snatching rebounds away from his 4 and his 5 man, which were nothing to write home about. It features, on the bottom right, it says team leader in white script, and then it's got Jordan in gold lettering, Bulls guard on the front. On the back, we always like to read the narratives. Let's look at the back real quick. I'm not going to read the whole narrative because it is lengthy, but essentially what they're doing here is they're saying Jordan is comparable to Mario Lemieux, Kirby Puckett, ironically, and Joe Montana. Of those 3, I mean, Lemieux was great, but my gosh, I guess in 92, Jordan wasn't quite Jordan, and I guess the author of this narrative didn't really know what he was going to become, but it's funny to look at, if we took a snapshot in 92, just mentioning Jordan in the same phrase as Kirby Puckett is kind of funny, not to offend any Kirby Puckett collectors out there, but yeah, I don't think Kirby Puckett's the guy. If we look at it right now, you go Gretzky, Jordan, Tom Brady, right? Or, maybe Jerry Rice. But for baseball, you would also be talking about, Babe Ruth or something like that, whatever, Barry Bonds. But certainly I would not think Mario Lemieux, Kirby Puckett, and Joe Montana. But I guess Joe Montana was super hot back then, probably undoubtedly at that point the greatest quarterback of all time. Anyway, moving on, I want to look at, like we always do, and this is the part, and hopefully this is going to help you guys. So I've now got a little graphic up here. Sorry I didn't put too much detail in it. It's not branded and fancy, but I wanted you guys to be able to take a snapshot of this, either with your phone or just screenshot it with the screenshot button on your computer, because this is kind of where we start to dive into the detailed stuff as far as population and prices. As you can see, the PSA 10's a pop 49 out of 596 graded. That's an 8% gem rate. That's pretty low, for Jordans. And when we've talked about the condition and the reason for that, it's because it's got 4 dark blue borders, front and back, and then 4 edges, front and back. 8 total of each. That's just hard to keep that in pristine condition. You almost need to pull it from a pack now and just pray for good centering. The last sold price on a PSA 10 was $55.20. And that is the only one that has sold in the past year. Okay, so out of the 49 in existence, only one has sold in a public setting, whether it be auction or eBay or whatever it is that Card Ladder tracks. Only one has sold in the past year. The average price was $55.20 because there was only one. So there's no percentage change. And, I don't have card ladder pulled up on this particular one because we've got it right here on the table. But the population of the PSA 10 has grown from 46 to 49 since April of last year. The BGS 9.5 is a wacky, totally different story. I want to focus on this right here on your screen. This Pop 4. That's crazy. So for every 10 PSA, or really every 12 PSA 10s, there's only one BGS 9.5. I'm not sure the reason for that. BGS was kind of the grading company du jour, earlier on in the card collecting game. So usually we see a little bit higher pop here of the BGS 9.5. But if you're a BGS 9.5 Jordan collector and you kind of stick to that, you're going to have a hard time finding this card. That is a 1% gem rate. Less than one out of every 100 grades a BGS 9.5. That is a staggering number. Less than 1% gem rate. The last BGS 9.5, not surprisingly, it hasn't sold in 3 years. It sold for $800 back in 2019. The highest sale of a BGS 9.5 ever is actually $17.75. None of the other stats are going to help you. Obviously, there has not been another 9.5 added since April of last year. If you're just looking to put a mint copy in your collection, you can go either way for about the same price. If you look at the PSA 9s and the BGS 9s, there's about the same number. There's a little over 300 of these two combined. The gem rate is reasonable, right at 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3. At 33% and 29% respectively for the PSA 9 and the BGS 9. The sold price of the last one on each, you're looking at just shy of $1,000, $725 and $800. Not impossible to find. About 1.5 appear on the open market during each calendar year. As you can see, a combined 18 have sold in the last calendar year. The PSA 9 has actually diminished pretty significantly in value, but again, I hate to look at the percentage change in the past year. I got to change this. I think I'm going to change it the last 6 months because what's happening, guys, on all these tables and all these graphs that we're looking at, if you look at the last year, you're starting from the 2021 bubble. So everything's going to be red. It's going to be red everywhere, and that's just a little bit misleading. As you can see, 15 PSA 9s have been added to the population since April. That's a pretty good chunk. That's about a 7.5% increase in the total pop, but only one BGS 9. So since April of last year, only one BGS 9 and 0 BGS 9.5s have been added to the population. BGS 10s and black labels. There are no BGS 10s. There are no black labels of this card. That is not surprising since there's only 4 9.5s. I don't know what that card would sell for, but boy, it would look really cool in the black label. But no 10s and no black labels. There's, as you can see, it's a little misleading. We like to look at the combined gem population because if you're a collector like me who just wants the gem copy in their collection and doesn't distinguish between PSA and BGS, there's 53 out there to get. If you're a BGS gem only guy, you're in trouble. There's only 4, like we said, so 53 combined between them. How often does the gem copy sell on the open market? Well, in the last 12 months, only 1 PSA 10 has sold and 0 BGS 9.5s. So that means the card's not super available. And if you're, probably if you're looking to pick up a gem, you're probably looking at a PSA 10. Like we said, there's other observations from this table. I think this is really the big thing that sticks out. This less than 1% gem rate for the BGS 9.5. That's baffling. That's the first time I've seen this in 14 episodes. I haven't seen anything remotely close to a 1% gem rate, especially for BGS 9.5. It's probably significantly less than 1% now, since I think both companies have become more strict on giving out their PSA 10s and BGS 9.5s. So if you're looking to submit a raw one that you've got in your collection right now, I think you can pretty much quash any idea or any expectation that you're going to get a BGS 9.5 back. What's also weird is the pop's really really low. The combined gem pop's really, really low for a card that's not super rare. The team leader is a 1 in 32 rack packs. That's not that rare, guys. So that's kind of interesting. Let's go look at what's available on eBay. So if you plug in these exact words up here that you see in your search bar, 92 Fleer, team leader 4, which is the card number, Michael Jordan. You pull up 21 results. You're going to have some trash in here. You're going to have your raws, of course. And you know, a terrible raw is not even worth your time because it could come back a 5 or 6 or 7, especially with the condition qualities that we've talked about. You'll pull up your, I don't even know what grading company that is, GMA. You'll pull up some PSAs and whatnot. If we narrow that search a little bit to 1992 Fleer team leader 4, Michael Jordan, PSA 10. Of course, you're going to pull up 0. There's none available right now on eBay. If you're looking for a PSA 10, you're going to have to look elsewhere in one of the larger auction houses or maybe on Instagram or Facebook. Just put out some feelers and see what happens. If we look for just PSA graded 92 Fleer team leaders generally, you will get 11 results, and these are actually pretty accurate. You'll see a 9, a 7, an 8, an 8, a 9, a 9, a 9, an 8, a 9, a 7, an 8, a 9, and a 9. And honestly, I'm looking at these best offers, you know, buy it now or best offers. They're coming in at a pretty reasonable price. If we go back to our graphic here, we can look at these are selling, you know, for around, the last one sold for $725. The average price over the last year for a PSA 9 is $888. So, you know, looking at these best offers, you could pick one up. Probably, I think you could, you know, if you worked on all of them, put in offers on each. If you're just looking to pick up a mint copy for your collection, if the PSA 10 at $5,000 is just too expensive and you just want a PSA 9, you could probably pick the card up for $750 to $800. I think somebody is going to be willing to move on some of these PSA 9s. I mean, here's a PSA 9 for $923 or best offer. I would be shocked if that person didn't take an $825, $850 offer. I don't know. I don't have this card yet. I'm just going to pick it up in the PSA 10. I'm going to skip right past the PSA 9. That's just me personally. As you guys know, I stick to BGS 9.5 and PSA 10s on cards in this price range. Obviously, that doesn't, I can't do that on some of the bigger cards. You know, they either don't exist or it gets cost prohibitive. What else are we looking at? So that's our eBay search. That's what's available on eBay. What do I own and grade? Sorry, I usually say this at the beginning. There is no bias here, and from a transparency standpoint, I do not own this card in any grade. I probably should have told you that at the outset. I am always, I like to talk about whether I'm looking to buy, sell, or hold the card. Well, I can't hold or sell it because I don't own it, so I am looking to buy it. I am looking to buy this card in a PSA 10 holder. I would obviously look at it, a BGS 9.5 holder, but from going back and looking at the table that I showed you, I don't think that I'm going to see one of those available anytime soon. Ironically, I was at a card show this weekend in Shreveport, and I saw a 1992 Fleer Total D, the other insert card from this set, in a BGS 9.5 holder, and it was quad gem. Very rare to see that card in a quad gem holder. I didn't explore it because I just didn't have the cash on me, and I really, you know, I've already got the Fleer Total D and a PSA 10. But anyway, that's just a little side note from a little rinky-dink card show that I was at in Shreveport. No offense. So I'm looking to buy this card in a PSA 10 probably sometime in the next year or so. There's 49 of them. I don't think I'm going to have a hard time finding it if I put some feelers out. We always ask the question and we identify whether this card, you know, fits in the low, the mid, or the high end. As you can see, the PSA 10, and probably because of the Pop 4, I'm guessing the next BGS 9.5 is probably going to push $5,000 because there are some BGS 9.5 and some Beckett lovers out there who collect Jordans who only look for the Beckett. So if this Pop 4 BGS 9.5 shows its head, man, I'm going to guess that card's also going to fit into the mid end. You know, this is how I sort the cards. I got low end is 5,000 and below. My mid is 5 to 10,000. My high end is 10 to 20. And then anything over 20, we just call that grail level. So this card fits, you know, right at the bottom in PSA 10 and BGS 9.5 of the mid end market. We always want to, or I always like to show you guys some of the cards that are in competition with this card from a price value. I've got 3 pulled up here on Card Ladder. This last one sold for a little bit more, but generally speaking, the Rockstar Refractor Jordan that you see on your screen right here, last sold for $7,500, which fits squarely right in the middle of that mid-end level. Another card that's kind of similar in price. This last Warp Speed PSA 10 sold for $5,000. These are just cards that I'm taking you through that are somewhat near the price range of the, and the Rockstar is probably a little bit steep. Just looking at it, but it has dipped to 5,100 here. One sold for 5,100 less than 2 weeks ago. So I guess just depending on what the Rockstar card looks like and how much it pops, it might be a little bit more expensive than your team leader options. And then the 97 Ultra Star Power Plus Michael Jordan here in the low 43, 4,000. It's a dip down here, 3,000, 43.20. So that's another option. Let me know what you would prefer out of these 3 cards and our 1992 Fleer Team Leader card. And me personally, if I'm going in order out of those 4 cards, I'm going right here with the Rockstar Refractor number 1 because it's die cut and it's a refractor. It is a pop 55. I'm going with our Team Leader here, number 2. As we said, pop 49 and PSA 10. I'm going to go with the Star Power Plus next, right here at pop 34. It is the lowest pop of the 4 cards, and then I'd probably jump on the Warp Speed. I'm actually happy I own all 4 of these cards in PSA 10. So that would be the order. I'm sorry, I don't own the Fleer Team Leader. I own all 3 of these cards in PSA 10. So that would be my order on those that I would pick up. I'd go Refractor, then Team Leader, and then Star Power Plus, then Warp Speed. Let me know in the comments what order you would go with these 4 cards that we just looked at. But that's my order. On the Cajun cardboard scale of relevance, I should say, I give this card a 5 out of 10, fellas. It's not the most uncommon card. It is less than that threshold that we like to look at. We're always talking about, looking at Jordan cards that are a combined gem population of less than 100. This is right at half at 53 combined gem population. So for that reason, it's a relevant card. It's also relevant because, a lot of people go out there and they start attacking Jordan inserts and parallels from his earliest years. And so I think, you'll see 92 is one of the earliest years of inserts. Like I said, there's only 3 truly relevant inserts from this 1992 Fleer set. You've also got your Stadium Club Beam Team and some of those. But from the Fleer set, you had your All-Stars, you had your Team Leaders, and you had your Total D. And then, of course, you had the little inserts that are, I consider them in the base set, not pure insert sets. Your award winners and your slam dunk and things like that. But I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's not the most expensive card in the world. It's not the most elusive card in the world. It's honestly not eye-popping from an aesthetic standpoint. So I'll put this card as a 5 out of 10 on the Jordan, Cajun cardboard scale of relevance. But as always, guys, I thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time. Hopefully you guys are liking these videos, and we're building a nice little library. We're on episode number 14 straight Fridays. I'm going to keep it going. Let me know which card you'd like me to feature in the next episode. I always like to get input and comments. I don't always take your advice and do this, the cards that you suggest in the next episode, but I take all of your comments into consideration. And I don't think I've ever not replied to a comment or noticed a comment or at least liked it. As always, I like to thank the people that we take, the data sources that we use on your screen here. So, Card Ladder, Cardboard Connection, Trading Card Database, PSA Pop Report, Beckett Pop Report, which is more difficult to navigate, PWCC, and BasketballReference.com. Those are kind of my go-tos, that I use. Anyway, thanks guys for listening. I'm getting a little bit shorter. We're at 23 minutes, so aren't you proud of me? I'm getting a little bit better here at being quick. Here I am rambling at the end. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.